What is up, people? This is the Oracle. We are back online for a new Legacy Cube draft video. This pack is pretty good. I think the best card is Goblin Guide. I'm not a huge fan of Mono Red, but from time to time I like to play this deck, and Guide is, probably. I'm not sure if it's the best card because Sulfuric Vortex is also very good, but if it's not the best card, it's probably the second best card, so there is that. But the pack is pretty powerful, so you could go, with other choices. Elvish Mystic I think is fine first pick, but the two other big mono green cards are quite good. Thassa is decent. Mono blue Devotion is a sweet deck in this cube. Yeah, I guess there's not a ton of other things actually, but either way I do like Goblin Guide a decent amount, and yeah, it just felt like the best option there. Alright, so I kinda assume we will try to end up mono red. Pyromaster is fine in mono red. I think yeah, not my favorite Planeswalker. I think Koth is better. I also think I like the new Chandra more than this one. Still pretty good though. Mutavault is quite good in the red burn deck. And I've never been a huge fan of Gargadon, whether it be well, I don't think it's really good in mono red burn, and even in deck where it could be good for various reasons. Never been a huge fan of that card. I feel like Elspeth is the best card in this pack. Kira is also quite good. Again, works pretty well in the mono blue Devotion deck. But given what we have is Chandra or Mutavault, I think Mutavault is slightly better. Because again, you will not end up playing a lot of 4-drops in your mono red deck. At least you hope not to play too many 4-drops. You probably wants to have, let's say, 2 or 3 4-drop, maybe 4. And Chandra was pretty good at some point, but now it's not the best. Like Hellrider is better, I think. Koth is better. The new Chandra is better. There's quite a lot of things that are just better. Richatan Port is quite good. Hopefully we can wield that, but I should probably be picking Noble or Flow. Not sure which one I like more. Noble is pretty good, but kind of matchup dependent. Sometimes it's not the best option. It's really good on the play. It's weak a little bit later on the when you're on the play, and you can play turn 1 or 2, and a little bit weaker later on. So I'm not sure if it's the peak. That flow is pretty good. So I don't know. That being said, you want a critical mass of 1-drop when you are playing the red burn deck. So I guess this is fine. Chandra's Phoenix is very good, a very resilient way to deal damage. One of the best 3-drop. Just gonna pick that. Pretty good pack. Tree Speaker is nice. I think we could have been playing green too. Passes solid removal. Pact of Negation is really, really strong. I like that card a lot. But Phoenix it is. Phoenix it is. Alright. Not a huge fan of Devil's Play in mono red. Just because if you want that to be efficient, you have to put a decent amount of mana in it. And if you can flashback that for a good amount, it's probably that you are not in great shape and you drew too many lands. Tech Edge might be better. I mean, obviously, best case scenario, you have a Strip Mine or a Wasteland, but this is also decent. There's always the possibility to splash for things like Boros Charm or maybe Lightning Helix. I'm not thrilled about this idea though. I don't really like anything. I'm gonna pick the Foundry in case I want to splash, but it's not extremely likely. Same here. Not a huge fan of X spells. Though I guess Banefire is slightly better than Devil's Play, just because it being not counterable at 5 plus is really nice. There's an Arid Mesa though, which I kinda like. I'm just gonna pick that. Yeah, Ravages of War could be a nice card to splash for. Pretty sure Hordling Outburst is better option though right now, given what we have. But yeah, it depends. Like, it depends on the amount of creature and or burn I end up with. The more creature I have, the better this is gonna be. If I'm more like a burn type of red deck, it might be slightly weaker. I don't know. I'm gonna pick or Hordling Outburst because it's just good, efficient. Okay, Bushwhacker works pretty well with outbursts, and right now we mostly have creatures, so should be decent. Factory is nice too. I think we want the Bushwhacker though. Nothing I really care about here. There is a slight chance I end up with more white and more like red-white mid-range aggro deck that tries to go wide, in which case I could see myself playing Ranger, but it's not extremely likely. Chandra not wheeling is probably not a good sign for us. So yeah, I might have to go white-red aggro. We'll see. I'd rather be mono-red if possible, but several good cards did not wheel. We did not see a ton of red in the pack, so it feels pretty likely that someone else might be trying to do that too, to play some type of red deck. And there's probably not enough cards to support 2 red players at the table, so we'll see. Kinda glad I picked this piece of fixing because, again, I think I might have to just play some white and be probably slightly less aggressive than I wish I could be. Okay, Scalding Tarn fetches Foundry, which is fine, interesting. Bedlam Reveler not looking good right now. It's a good card, but we don't really have anything to power this out. Blade Splicer is just pretty good aggro card that makes talk, and I guess I will just play some type of white-red aggro deck that tries to go wide, given what we saw and what we got pack 1. Interesting. Pia and Kiran Nalar is rather sweet. Kinda like that. Gorehouse Chainwalker might be slightly better though. I don't think we should be picking Lightning Strike. I'm gonna pick Pia and Kiran. I think this is, again, this looks like this deck is shipping up more like, yeah, some type of red-white, aggressive but not burn deck. Char is good. Regent is pretty good. Not sure which one I like more. Hopefully we can wield Needlespire. Char or Regent? I'm gonna pick Char. Char is a really good burn spell. Eldrazi Monument. To go with Outburst, Pia and Kiran, potentially Ranger, Elfpath. That's kinda cool, kinda strong, kinda weird that we first pick a guide and we try to play Mono Red, and now we are looking at Eldrazi Monument. I think it'd be a better option than Glorious Anthem if we want to do these kind of things. Yeah, why not? It's kind of weird though. This deck is shaping up a bit weirdly, I think. Ooh, Reckless Bushwhacker is really sweet. So we have both Bushwhackers, which is nice. I would have been happy to pick Student of Warfare or maybe Temple of Triumph, but Reckless Bushwhacker it is. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Maybe I should pick Gather the Townsfolk and just, you know, go even deep, go even deeper into the token plan. Gideon is the other option. I think Gideon is just much better than Nahiri would be in this deck. I don't have any 2-drop though, and Gideon is double white, which kinda makes me wanna just pick Gather the Townsfolk. It's kind of a tough decision to make. I'll go with Gather. I don't wanna be lacking 2-drop. Yeah, I think this is fine. Ranger of Eos is decent. Honor of the Pure probably not so much because we have a fair amount of red creatures. Clifftop Retreat is pretty good. Ranger or Fixing? Ranger should be solid. It can fetch the Bushwhacker, which is really nice too because both Bushwhackers are pretty key in this deck since we are making a bunch of token. So I guess I'll grab that. Firebolt is good. Selfless Spirit is really nice though in a go white token deck. Having that around means like we can just completely destroy some type of control deck that would try to Wrath of Goddess. So it's a good 2-drop, it's aggressive. It plays really well with making a bunch of creatures. Do like Firebolt a lot, but I think this is probably gonna be better. Okay, well, this is gonna be good against the other red deck that's at the table, because again, it looks like there's another red deck at the table. And it's quite main deckable. I mean, Face Feathers is a card I like a lot, I just don't think it's gonna be at its best in this deck. But since we are more of a mid-range deck, having a couple removals is fine. Chainwalker Wheeling is good. Needlespire Wields. Glorious Anthem. We might play that in the end. I actually don't think we'll be playing all these, colorless land. Maybe one, but probably not the 3. Mana base is looking good though. We already have 3 pieces of fixing. So that's cool. Student is a nice one that I can grab with Ranger 2. I don't think Greaves is gonna be great in this deck with a bunch of small creature and token. Roast I will not main deck, but it's cool to have around. Ooh, Retreat Wheeling is just super sweet. Gamble. That'd be funny. Mirror Entity is quite sick with a bunch of tokens. Even if you just pay 3 or 4 and you attack them with, I don't know, Entity and the Hordling Outburst, it's a lot of damage pretty quickly. Spectral Procession is good, but slightly more difficult to cast. I think Mirror Entity is actually going to be quite great here. Lavamentor is the other option. Lavamentor is just, a good 1-drop. I think I'm going to pick Lavamentor because I'm pretty sure this is Wheeling. Yeah, I think this makes sense. We should have Battalion. And we can definitely use some more 2-drops, so yeah, I kinda like that. Outpost Siege would be good too. Reveille Arc probably solid. Wasteland not so much because we'll have to cut a decent amount, if not all, our colorless lands. I just want to make sure I can cast everything. I think it's more important. Maybe I'll keep Mutable because it's really good. Also a potential monument fodder. An extra creature is really nice for, the bushwhackers and stuff like that, but I will probably end up cutting the port and the edge. Swift Spear is actually, it's a very good card. I'm probably gonna pick that. It's just not as good as it could be in other deck here, because we don't have that many instant and sorceries. Well, I guess non-creature spell. We have 14 creatures, so we still have 7 non-creature spells, I guess. That's not bad. Either way, there's no other option, and it's still quite good, not gonna lie. Armageddon. Armageddon is kinda nice. Recruiter of the Guard is a creature that can fetch one of my 2 Bushwhacker, which I really like. Like, this deck is really built around making those 2 Bushwhacker good, so having access to them is nice. I think both Recruiter of the Guard and Armageddon are better option than Yakalpop. And we do have a decent amount of 1-drop. I'm gonna go with the Recruiter. Just want to have access to my my sweet Bushwhackers. Okay, Mother of Ruin fits the deck pretty well. So we'll not get enough mana, I think, or at least I don't really wanna hit enough mana, enough land drop, I should rather say, to play Elspeth. And I think Hero would just be a better option. Probably picking that. Arc Trail would be good too, and it's quite good against me, but Hero is sweet. Hero is sweet. Cunning Spark Mage is very good against me, so it could pick that. I would not main deck it, but I remove it from the draft, and it's a good sideboard option too. Very potent against green elf deck, for example. Thalia is fine, but we have a bunch of 3-drop that are all more synergistic with what we are doing, so I don't think it's as good. By the way, Chandra's Phoenix is not looking very good here. I might cut it. Ooh, a Corridor Paladin is extremely sweet. Another bushwhacking effect of some sort. That is sweet. That is sweet. The Entity Wield, which I think is going to replace the Phoenix. We have like 1 burn spell in the entire deck, so it's just a 2/2 fly haste for 3. Not bad, but not great ratio. I'm not sure. I mean, Reveillark is fine. Not sure we'll play that though. So I'm cutting these 2 colorless lands, just making sure the mana base is not too bad. We have a good mana base, some nice synergies. I like the deck, and it feels more funny than just, you know, regular mono red deck. So it's kind of cool. I might get Glorious Anthem. It's pretty good in this deck, though, I would assume. I'm gonna pick the field for my side. But this is 28 spells, so I need to cut a couple of them. I think I can cut a 1-drop. I think Noble's the weakest 1-drop here. I wonder if Swiftspear is gonna be that great given the amount of creature spells we have. It's a good card though. Armageddon Willing is interesting. So I will have to make more cuts, I guess. I think Declaration in Stone is a better option than the Fiend Hunter if we want more creature removal. Kinda wanna cut Face Feathers. It's not bad though. Okay, I like everything on 2. I'm pretty sure I don't wanna cut any of my 2-drop. I like all my 1-drops too, I'm pretty sure. I could see cutting Glorious Anthem. I like everything else. It's cool that we can fetch Mirror Entity with Recruiter of the Guard. Often I guess the play will be Recruiter of the Guard, Reckless Bushwhacker, attack for a bunch, hopefully if we have, 5 mana. I want to keep these around, they are really good. Yeah, there's really not much I want to cut. I could see cutting Eldrazi Monument. Not sure which one is better. I mean, I think Monument is just better, but on the other hand, this is cheaper. I will probably cut Reveillark. It's not a bad card, it's just like I have too many things. It's tough, we got a bunch of nice things. So I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to cut 2 or 3 cards among the one that I just put there. Well, this I will not play. I'm not sure why it ended up there. Oh yeah, I wanted to drag the face feathers back. Do I care about having revolts in my deck? I don't think so. At least, yeah, I'll be as focused as I can. Armageddon. Armageddon is cool. But we might just want that in the side against some decks. I don't know, it's just so good though. It has the potential to be so good. And now I'm not sure if we should be playing 16 or 17 land. Curve is not that low. I'm probably gonna cut Anthem. I think I like Monument a little bit more. Like, flying is really, really nice. Indestructible too, obviously. I feel like this card should be quite busted in our deck. It's tough because Glorious Anthem is really good too. Maybe cutting a 1-drop makes sense? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's really tough, it's really tough. It's really tough. Ranger of Eos, maybe? Ranger of Eos with Bushwhacker. You know, yeah, it's just dropping the Ranger, getting Bushwhacker and another 1-drop is just so much damage on the turn after is crazy good. Oh, this is hard. I guess I could add 11 lands and play this with 16 lands. Might be greedy. We have 2 5-drops though. We don't really wanna hit too much mana. I think I'll do that. I'm not sure if it's the right way to build the deck. Really tough. Like, we have a bunch of good cards. Not even sure that Monument is better than Anthem. It's close. And if I'm playing 16 lands, Anthem is safer. Yeah, that's difficult to assess, to know what's good. Regarding the mana base, Bushwhacker is double red, so I guess it's quite even. This is 16 white, and I guess 13 red, slightly less red, I guess, so it's gonna be 6-5, yeah. But mana base is pretty good. I mean, we have 4 dual lands. I mean, not 4 dual lands, but 4 lands that can produce both colors, I guess, is the right way to say that. Since I have Mutavault and Needlespire, I can really afford to play 17 lands, especially if I'm playing Armageddon. It's so hard, but I don't want to cut anything. Hey. I think I'll go with that, but I am not convinced it's the right build. It's really difficult, Recruiter of the Guard maybe is not good enough, but I don't know. I can fetch one of the 2 Bushwhacker, and these cards are key in my deck. I can fetch Pia to just get a bunch of board presence. Just looks good. I think I'll go with that. Tough deck building though. But deck seems sweet, interesting, and quite different from what I often do. Hope you guys enjoyed the draft. Drop a like if it's the case. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you for round 1.